Effective feedback is a crucial component of the learning process, serving as a bridge between assessment and improvement. Teachers play a pivotal role in delivering feedback that not only guides students toward achieving academic goals but also fosters their emotional and intellectual growth. When feedback is provided thoughtfully, it can motivate students, clarify misunderstandings, and instill a sense of accomplishment. However, the manner in which feedback is delivered can significantly influence its effectiveness. Therefore, understanding the strategies for providing effective feedback is essential for teachers aiming to maximize student potential. The primary purpose of feedback is to bridge the gap between a student's current performance and their desired performance. Feedback achieves this by providing students with insights into their strengths and areas for improvement. Effective feedback is specific, timely, and focused on the task rather than the student. By highlighting what a student has done well and where they can improve, teachers can encourage a growth mindset, helping students understand that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. One of the key strategies in delivering effective feedback is specificity. Vague comments such as, "good job," or "needs improvement," do not provide students with actionable insights. Instead, teachers should focus on particular aspects of the work, such as the application of a concept, the structure of an argument, or the clarity of writing. For instance, a comment like, "Your introduction effectively outlines the main points, but consider providing more evidence to support your claims," gives the student clear directions for improvement. Specific feedback empowers students to understand exactly what they are doing well and where they need to focus their efforts. Timeliness is another critical factor in effective feedback. Feedback provided shortly after an assignment or assessment allows students to connect the feedback with their performance while the details are still fresh in their minds. Delayed feedback can diminish its impact, making it less relevant and actionable for the student. Teachers should strive to provide feedback within a time frame that enables students to apply the insights to their current or upcoming work. This not only enhances learning but also demonstrates to students that their efforts are valued and recognized. The tone of feedback is equally important. Feedback should be delivered in a supportive and constructive manner, focusing on the work rather than the student's abilities or intelligence. Criticism that is perceived as personal can be demotivating and may lead to a fixed mindset, where students believe their abilities are static. Teachers should aim to create a positive feedback culture in the classroom, where students feel safe to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. This involves balancing positive comments with constructive criticism, ensuring that feedback is both honest and encouraging. In addition to specificity, timeliness, and tone, the method of feedback delivery can influence its effectiveness. Written feedback is a common approach, allowing teachers to provide detailed comments that students can review at their own pace. However, oral feedback can be equally valuable, particularly for younger students or complex topics. Face-to-face interactions enable teachers to gauge students' reactions and adjust their feedback accordingly. A combination of both written and oral feedback can cater to different learning styles and needs, ensuring that all students benefit from the feedback process. Technology can also play a role in enhancing feedback. Digital tools and platforms offer various ways to provide feedback, from audio recordings to inline comments on digital documents. These tools can make feedback more accessible and engaging for students, allowing them to easily revisit and reflect on the comments. Moreover, technology can facilitate peer feedback, enabling students to learn from one another and develop critical thinking skills as they evaluate and provide feedback on their peers' work. Peer feedback is a valuable strategy that can complement teacher feedback. When students are trained to provide constructive feedback, they can offer insights that might not be apparent to the teacher. Peer feedback encourages students to take an active role in their learning, developing their analytical and communication skills in the process. Teachers can guide students in providing effective peer feedback by modeling the process, setting clear expectations, and providing criteria for evaluation. This not only enhances the quality of feedback but also fosters a collaborative learning environment. Self-assessment is another aspect of the feedback process that teachers should encourage. By reflecting on their own work, students can identify areas for improvement and set personal goals. Self-assessment promotes metacognition, helping students develop the ability to evaluate their own learning and think critically about their performance. Teachers can support self-assessment by providing students with reflection tools, such as checklists or journals, and encouraging them to think about their learning process and outcomes. Effective feedback is not a one-way process. It should be a dialogue between the teacher and the student. Teachers can foster this dialogue by encouraging students to seek clarification, ask questions, and respond to feedback. This interaction helps teachers understand students' perspectives and adjust their feedback strategies accordingly. Moreover, it empowers students to take ownership of their learning, making them active participants in the feedback process rather than passive recipients. The impact of feedback extends beyond academic performance. It can influence students' motivation, self-esteem, and overall attitude toward learning. Positive feedback can boost students' confidence, encouraging them to take on new challenges. Conversely, poorly delivered feedback can have a detrimental effect, leading to disengagement and a negative attitude toward school. Teachers should be mindful of the potential impact of their feedback, striving to create a supportive and encouraging learning environment. In conclusion, providing effective feedback is a nuanced skill that requires careful consideration of various factors, including specificity, timeliness, tone, and delivery method. By adopting a thoughtful and strategic approach to feedback, teachers can enhance student learning, foster a growth mindset, and create a positive classroom culture. Feedback is not merely a tool for evaluation. It is a powerful instrument for guiding students toward academic success and personal growth. As educators continue to refine their feedback practices, they can make a lasting impact on their students' educational journey, equipping them with the skills and confidence to achieve their full potential. Moreover, the principles of effective feedback can be applied across various educational settings and subjects. Whether in a mathematics class, a language arts course, or a science lab, the core elements of good feedback remain consistent. Teachers should focus on providing clear, actionable insights that guide students toward improvement. By doing so, they can help students develop a deeper understanding of the subject matter and cultivate the skills necessary for success. Ultimately, the goal of feedback is to empower students to become independent learners, capable of evaluating their own work and setting goals for improvement. As teachers hone their feedback skills, they not only enhance student learning but also contribute to the development of lifelong learners. Effective feedback is a cornerstone of education, and its impact can be felt long after students leave the classroom. By prioritizing thoughtful, constructive feedback, teachers can make a meaningful difference in the lives of their students, shaping their academic trajectories and beyond. To further enhance the effectiveness of feedback, teachers can engage in professional development opportunities that focus on feedback strategies. Collaborating with colleagues, attending workshops, and seeking out research on feedback can provide teachers with new insights and techniques. By staying informed about best practices in feedback, educators can continually refine their approach, ensuring that their feedback is as effective as possible. In the end, effective feedback is about more than just improving academic performance. It's about fostering a love of learning, promoting personal growth, and helping students develop into confident, capable individuals. As teachers embrace the art of feedback, they can create a lasting impact on their students, one that extends far beyond the classroom walls. By providing feedback that is specific, timely, and supportive, teachers can inspire students to reach their full potential, both academically and personally. Feedback can be categorized into different types, each serving a distinct purpose in the learning process. These include formative feedback, summative feedback, and ipsative feedback. Formative feedback is provided during the learning process, aiming to guide students as they work toward a goal. Summative feedback, on the other hand, evaluates student learning at the end of a unit or course, providing a summary of their performance. Ipsative feedback involves comparing a student's current performance with their previous efforts, focusing on individual progress and improvement. Understanding these different types of feedback can help teachers tailor their approach to meet the specific needs of their students. Incorporating feedback into daily teaching practices can also enhance its effectiveness. This can involve regular check-ins with students, one-on-one conferences, or the use of exit tickets to gauge student understanding. By making feedback a routine part of the classroom experience, teachers can create a culture of continuous improvement, where students are encouraged to learn from their mistakes and strive for excellence. The role of feedback in assessment is also crucial. Traditional assessments often focus on measuring student learning through grades and scores. However, feedback can shift the focus from evaluation to improvement. By providing feedback that guides students toward specific goals, teachers can help them understand the purpose of assessments and how they can use the results to enhance their learning. This approach can reduce anxiety around assessments and promote a more positive attitude toward evaluation. Feedback is not limited to student-teacher interactions. It can also be a valuable tool for teacher evaluation and professional growth. Peer observation, mentorship, and administrative feedback can provide teachers with insights into their practice, highlighting areas for improvement and recognizing strengths. By embracing feedback as a means of professional development, teachers can continually refine their skills, ultimately benefiting their students. As education continues to evolve, the importance of effective feedback remains a constant. In an era of increasing emphasis on standardized testing and accountability, feedback offers a more nuanced approach to assessment and improvement. By focusing on feedback that is specific, timely, and supportive, teachers can create a learning environment that values growth and development over mere achievement. In practice, delivering effective feedback requires a balance between empathy and honesty. Teachers must be honest in their assessment of student work while also being sensitive to the emotional impact of their feedback. This balance can be achieved by focusing on the work rather than the student, using language that is constructive and specific. By adopting this approach, teachers can provide feedback that is both honest and supportive, guiding students toward improvement without discouraging them. The impact of feedback on student motivation cannot be overstated. Feedback that is perceived as supportive and constructive can enhance students' intrinsic motivation, encouraging them to engage more deeply with the material. Conversely, feedback that is overly critical or negative can undermine motivation, leading to disengagement. Teachers should strive to provide feedback that fosters a sense of autonomy and competence, helping students feel confident in their abilities and motivated to learn. In conclusion, effective feedback is a vital component of the educational process. By providing feedback that is specific, timely, and supportive, teachers can guide students toward academic success and personal growth. Feedback should be a dialogue, not a monologue, with teachers encouraging students to seek clarification and respond to feedback. By embracing feedback as a tool for learning and improvement, educators can create a positive and supportive classroom environment, one that fosters a love of learning and promotes the development of confident, capable individuals. As teachers continue to refine their feedback practices, they can make a lasting impact on their students, shaping their educational journey and beyond. Feedback can also be used to inform instruction, helping teachers tailor their teaching to meet the needs of their students. By analyzing student work and feedback, teachers can identify areas where students are struggling and adjust their instruction accordingly. This approach can lead to more effective teaching and improved student outcomes. By using feedback to inform instruction, teachers can create a more responsive and adaptive learning environment, one that meets the diverse needs of their students. Ultimately, the goal of feedback is to empower students to take ownership of their learning. By providing feedback that is specific, timely, and supportive, teachers can help students develop the skills and confidence they need to succeed. Feedback should be a collaborative process, with teachers and students working together to achieve common goals. By embracing feedback in this way, educators can create a learning environment that is engaging, supportive, and focused on student success. As teachers continue to explore the potential of feedback, they can make a lasting impact on their students, shaping their educational journey and beyond.